Welcome to Fingersprint. I'm Lily V, and this is part 4 in the series of tutorials showing you how to paint this northern forest landscape. In this video, I'll teach you how to finger paint the evergreen trees. Thank you for joining me for how to finger paint evergreen trees. For this tutorial, you'll only need one color, and it's something you're going to want to practice a lot, so grab some scratch paper. Painting trees is another very satisfying technique. The first step here is to get the horizon line. I've got a layer of black paint and I'm pushing the paint up to the top. And now, flat of my finger going straight up. And you see I have a little paint on there. Tip of a finger, if you go it sideways, it'll give you a thinner line. And then you can push that paint back and forth to make the shape of the tree. Just like a Christmas tree, you want to fill in back and forth, get this tree triangular shapes. Now get a little bit of paint on your fingernail. That will give you the tiny bit of paint that you need to make the very tip of the tree. Just like that. That's all you need, just a tiny bit of paint. And then you can fill in the rest of the branches until it looks good to you. This is a good technique to practice. There's the different ways you can hold your finger using the fingertip and the fingernail to get different sizes, and working with these different tree layers will help you get used to that. You've got enough paint to squish around back and forth to make the branches, and you're just filling it in one branch at a time up the tree trunk. And when you're ready, after practicing that, we're going to do the same thing. So here's a nice fat roll of paint across the bottom. We have this curved, not straight, and we're going to be pointing all of the trees toward that center glow. Just like if you're laying down looking at the top of the trees, so you can see the perspective and how everything kind of shifts toward the center. Now remember, here's the part where we're going to use our finger in 3 different ways to get 3 different line weights. There's that flat finger, gets you the widest line weight, and you get more paint from your roll there, and turn your finger sideways. That's going to give you a thinner line weight. And the last technique is just getting a tiny bit of paint on the end of your finger or your fingernail, and that'll give you the very, very smallest line possible. That's what we use to make the tip of the tree. So we're using all 3 ways of our finger placement in order to get these different line weights. And all the paint we need is here from that roll that we laid down to begin with. Now we're starting with the smallest trees first because those are in the back. You want to paint those first. They're in the background, and then the larger trees are closer, so those are going to go over the top. You'll notice that the texture of the trees is apparent when you're finger painting. It's just as important as color. So doing the background trees first makes sense. And you'll see that the bigger branches of the closer trees will overlap them quite a bit. I'm filling in the branches on the edges and the bigger trees and doing that first little tip of the tree with the fingernail first. There you go. Now this is sped up a little bit, but you can take as much time as you need to work on filling in these trees. Once you've painted all the trees, spread the rest of the paint out smoothly over the bottom, and that'll be your ground layer. Make it curved along the horizon line, and you're done. Thank you for joining me and learning this technique. If you'd like to see time-lapse paintings or learn finger painting techniques to try on your own, click subscribe. Hit the bell and you'll get notified immediately every time I upload a new video.